Hello and welcome to Simple Spanish Sentences. This is the 5th video in a playlist on Spanish verb tenses and moods. In it, I'm going to share some sentences that show how to conjugate regular Spanish verbs in the present tense that end in AR, ER, and IR. The sentences that I use will be virtually identical to the ones I used in the previous 3 videos, and the main purpose here is to help you see the similarities as well as the differences between how these verbs are conjugated. The present tense has a few different uses, and in this video, I'll use it to describe things that happen repeatedly, habitually, or as part of one's routine. To do this, the 3 verbs I'm going to use are to speak, which is hablar, to eat, which is comer, and to live, which is vivir. Conjugating regular Spanish verbs in the present tense involves 2 steps. First, we remove AR, ER, or IR from the end of the verb. And second, we add the appropriate ending to AR, ER, and IR verbs respectively, as shown in the chart below. The sentences that follow will offer specific examples for how this is done. I in Spanish is yo, and to conjugate this, we drop the endings and we add o. So hablar becomes hablo, comer becomes como, and vivir becomes vivo. I speak Spanish is hablo español. I eat vegetables is como verduras. And I live in a house is vivo en una casa. You in Spanish when speaking to one person informally is tú, and to conjugate this we drop the endings and add as for hablar and es for comer and vivir. So hablar becomes hablas, comer becomes comes, and vivir becomes vives. You speak English is hablas inglés. You eat apples is comes manzanas. And you live in an apartment is vives en un apartamento. He in Spanish is él, she is ella, and you when talking to one person formally is usted. To conjugate these forms, we drop the endings, and we add a for hablar, and y for comer and vivir. So hablar becomes habla, comer becomes come, and vivir becomes vive. He or she speaks with Pablo is él or ella habla con Pablo. Pedro eats with Pablo is Pedro come con Pablo. And you live with Isabel is usted vive con Isabel. We in Spanish is nosotros or nosotras. And to conjugate this, we drop the endings and add amos to hablar, emos to comer, and imos to vivir. So hablar becomes hablamos, comer becomes comemos, and vivir becomes vivimos. We speak with Pablo is hablamos con Pablo. Pedro and I eat with Pablo is Pedro y yo comemos con Pablo. And Maria and I live with Isabel is Maria y yo vivimos con Isabel. You in Spanish when speaking to multiple people informally and in Spain is vosotros or vosotras. And to conjugate this, we drop the endings and add a with an accent, is to hablar, y with an accent, is to comer, and I with an accent, s to vivir. So hablar becomes habláis, comer becomes coméis, and vivir becomes vivís. You speak Spanish with Pablo is habláis español con Pablo. You and Pablo eat vegetables with Pedro is tú y Pablo coméis verduras con Pedro. And you and Maria live in a house with Isabel is tú y Maria vivís en una casa con Isabel. They in Spanish is ellos or ellas, and you when talking to multiple people is ustedes. To conjugate these forms, we drop the ending, and we add an to hablar, and en to comer and vivir. So hablar becomes hablan, comer becomes comen, and vivir becomes viven. They speak English with Pablo is ellos or ellas hablan inglés con Pablo. Pedro and Juan eat apples with Pablo is Pedro y Juan comen manzanas con Pablo. And you and Maria live in an apartment with Isabel is tú y Maria viven en un apartamento con Isabel. And finally, to review these conjugations, for yo, it's hablo, como, and vivo. For tú, it's hablas, comes, and vives. For él, ella, and usted, it's habla, come, and vive. For nosotros or nosotras, it's hablamos, comemos, and vivimos. For vosotros or vosotras, it's habláis, coméis, and vivís. And for ellos, ellas, and ustedes, it's hablan, comen, and viven. That's all for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did and would like to support this channel, you can do that in a number of ways. Also, if you noticed any mistakes, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and take care.